It's been about 2 weeks since divisive YouTuber Shane Dawson posted his most recent video entitled, "This was very hard to do." Well, it may have been difficult, Shane, but you did do it. You finally put out a video that is so boring and disappointing that even your most loyal fan base couldn't get it past 1 million views. I guess Shane has reached the point where even putting an embarrassingly low level of effort into his job has become a challenge in and of itself. I guess you could call this his postmodern era. I mean, I couldn't, because that just sounds a little too artsy to describe what his fans were actually clickbaited into watching. Then again, judging by these comments, it seems like those people already have no standard, so call it what you want. But fear not, because if Shane is no longer pulling in millions of views by misrepresenting his content to seem more interesting, that doesn't mean it won't work for his husband Ryland, whose vlog channel has been trotting out the same one-trick pony for so long that it's starting to look more like an old sick horse, whose one trick is just not dying in its sleep. So let's dive into these nothing videos from YouTube's power couple of capitalizing on the only aspects of their lives that people care about. From addressing their controversial past, to updates on their surrogate pregnancy journey, to that's it, because there are only two things. Shane and Ryland are spilling the tea, and let me tell you, honey, the tea is hot. Well, it's warm. Room temperature? Okay, fine, the tea is brown liquid, and that should be enough for you. So lower your expectations and start sipping on this underwhelming household installment of Clip Breakdown. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite movies, TV movies, and other such content here on the web, and we break it down like the complicated step-by-step process of adopting a child via surrogacy, so that we can look at each individual clip and clomp and egg cell and implantation and decide whether you are worthy of seeing the smiling face of a child looking up at you or not, or if you're worthy of dying alone on the internet while we all watch and comment. And we are getting ready to do just that with our favorite internet personality, Shane Dawson. But before we do, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload many a month, I'll say. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me. Now, here's the thing about this latest video from Shane Dawson. It's not the lowest quality thing, and even where he didn't directly put effort into it, he made sure that somebody did put some professional polish on it, and that's all good. That's fine. I would have very little to say about this if it weren't for the horrendously clickbaity title, which, as I said in the intro, this was very hard to do, and it shows Shane looking kind of stoically at the camera, and I was like, wow, this seems like it could be a big announcement. Why does it only have 800,000 views when I watched it 10 days out from when it was posted? And then I started the video and I realized, that'll probably lead to some people clicking off.
Okay, hi, welcome to whatever the hell this is. So yeah, we're trying this out. Chris is right here behind the camera. Hello. This is something new that we're trying, mainly because I wanted to try every Twinkie ever made. And I was like, well, if I film it, it's less depressing. And he has this all set up. There's so many angles. So I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if I'm ever gonna post this. I just wanted to try something different.
I see, and you felt that sampling a range of limited edition snack cakes was something different for this channel. Babe, by this point, it's so routine for you and Ryland to pad out the runtime of these videos by taste testing some hyper-processed sweets. It's actually starting to negatively affect my health. Every time I finish watching a Shane Dawson video, I'm almost completely numb to the world. I feel nothing except the sensation of low-density cholesterol coating my mouth and a thinly veiled sense of hatred for my husband. The only difference I'm seeing here is that you and your camera gay set up 12 different angles to capture the blued food coloring on your teeth and your red dye pie hole, as though this were open heart surgery at a teaching hospital. The only thing more jarring than the 4 camera angles Shane thought it required to show him pouring a bowl of cereal is this extreme overproduction meant to distract us from the repetitive and uninteresting activity that Shane is using to hold us hostage, i.e. eating every Twinkie variety he could find on Amazon, it seems like. You might be asking, what does overproduction look like? Well, here's just a few examples from this video.
Very judgy. OG Twinkie. I need a Twinkie. Dreamies. Have you had a wet dream? It's really bad.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Shane. Except yes, I could have, and now I'm going to. This editing style is what it would feel like to get gangbanged by a bunch of Adobe After Effects tutorials. Just eat the damn Twinkies, little Debbie. We don't need an invite to Shane and Chris's film school fest of Snapchat filters and too many cameras. And if you're thinking, well, at least all of the special effects show that Shane is putting more effort into his videos. First of all, why are you sticking up for Shane Dawson? He's a grown man, which means he can defend his own work. And I promise he's never going to return your affection, unless you're a 12-year-old meeting him at a Borders book signing in 2011, in which case, pucker up, child bride. He's gonna make out with your face. Secondly, I would like to direct your attention to the video's description box, which says the editing was done by Triangle Face Productions. That's the same company that's gotten the editing credit for Shane's podcast videos ever since episode 11. What I'm saying is it's not like Shane has spent his post-cancellation years in seclusion honing his creative skills so that he could become a better artist. He's not JD Salinger, okay? He's just a regular sad person who also happened to write a book that comforts people with certain mental illnesses. In reality, this video is the result of a team of professionals trying to make something watchable out of the hours of raw footage he and Chris recorded of him sliding stale Twinkies into the back of his throat with the multi-camera coverage of the most expensive car crash in a Fast and the Furious sequel. There's nothing wrong with outsourcing your post-production. If you want to hire an editor, great. I would hope though that that's because you're so busy creating content or increasing your volume to please your fans, or you're putting in such a high amount of effort into the pre and production phases of your videos that you can't possibly edit and get the last one out on time. Like, if you're going to be hiring an editor, why isn't there more work being put into creative concepts or the storytelling aspect of what you're doing? Shane seems to just use an editor so that he has more free time in between shooting his one brainless video each month, all of which have very little entertainment and rewatch value. I don't ever want to see this Twinkie video again, to the point where I've burned the clothes I was wearing at the time when I first encountered it. This is so dumb. It's just Shane taste testing every Twinkie product in the world, and I get it. Food channels exist on YouTube. That's not what people really signed up to Shane for. I mean, maybe there was that period where he was like taste testing everything from Baskin Robbins, but were those his best videos? No. Do I understand why he got famous for making them? No. Do I think that the YouTube blogosphere has become a little more sophisticated in terms of what people want to watch on here? Yes. But moreover, it's like, whatever. Make your taste test video, but then say up front that it's a taste test video of every Twinkie product. Don't hide it behind a cryptic title and a thumbnail, which to me is just against YouTube best practices. It's like, don't make a misleading video title just to get clicks, because then your fall off rate is going to be so high that it's going to negatively impact its performance. This much we know about the YouTube algorithm. And Shane knows this too, everybody. Hi. It's Nick from vacation in London, and literally the day I got the first cut of this video finished, it wasn't but a few hours before suddenly the thumbnail and title for the video we're talking about today went from "This is very hard to do" with that image of Shane looking forlorn to tasting banned and discontinued foods with the regular podcast thumbnail of mishmashed Photoshop layers. So clearly there was a reason Shane decided, oh, I should probably get honest about what this video is about and make it look consistent, because either he got the feedback that it was misleading, or he realized that it wasn't getting him the views he wanted to mislead the audience into clicking. And even since changing this, he's only gotten another, I think, 30,000 more views. So I think it's time to just let this video die, Shane. Also, none of the Twinkies you're eating in this are banned. You bought them online, so they're not banned. If you lure people in with something misleading, it gets marked as low quality content, which is a little vindicating because I've been saying that about Shane Dawson's stuff for years. They will just make a limited edition product out of any snack food these days to be trendy. They're like, here's some Cheetos perfume, which no thank you. I'm very sensitive to smell. I cannot just go around smelling like any corn flavored snack, and that's why I'm obsessed, as always, with the sponsor of today's video, Scentbird. If you did not already know, Scentbird helps me reimagine the way that I interact with scents and fragrances in this world, and also shop for luxury perfumes and colognes. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance every month for just $17. And you get to pick the fragrance you want, so there are no surprises and nothing you don't want to try. Don't tell me you don't love these beautiful vials and the travel cases that lock up so I can bring them traveling with me, and I never have to worry about going without a fragrance that I love. Scentbird has so many different colognes, perfumes, and unisex options, and each vial is a 30-day supply, depending on how you wear your fragrance. It's a great way to try out a new fragrance before committing to a full-size bottle, which can cost up to $150, sometimes $300, sometimes $500 a bottle. Seriously though, you can get brands like Prada, Gucci, Versace, as well as lesser known but super intriguing brands like Skylar, Heretic, and Confessions of a rebel. 2 of the fragrances I received this month include Amouage Search. It has notes of citrus and burning woods, which are just really unique together. It tells a story of like a summertime forest adventure, but I mainly get the lemon notes in there, which I think is really refreshing. But I am most excited about this collaboration between Scentbird and Heretic called Dirty Grass. This one has grassy vetiver, violet leaf, and more of that fresh lemon, but it's mixed with this hemp-derived CBD for a calming effect. It is earthy, sweet, and bewitching. I feel like I'm at a Stevie Nicks concert. You're going to love the way that Scentbird enhances your relationship with fragrancing your life, so make sure you scan my QR code and use Nick55 off to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. That's a little over $7 for your first month, available in the US and Canada. Anyway, a lot of the snack foods he's trying are completely stale from like 2006, and it's like, yeah, of course you're not gonna like the way that tastes. It probably wouldn't have been good fresh. However, some of the products are not foods, but just toys or other things that Shane really loves.
Now, if you haven't played with slime, get ready to be fucking shook by my skills. So first you aerate it. And then...
Oh. Whoa. Okay, I take it back. Apparently, Shane has been developing some creative skills over the last few years. Look at him. He hasn't focused on anything with this level of intensity since the scene in that 2019 Cats movie where they exposed just a brief flash of feline crack. Look at him playing with that slime. He said, it's just like riding a bike, or more accurately, gathering the melted cheese from inside your thigh crease when you fall asleep on the toilet eating pizza. He gets like angry at one point. He's like, oh, slime. It's like, girl, that is a toy for children. You're an adult. I don't like it. Of course, it wouldn't be Shane Dawson if out of left field, things didn't get randomly and disturbingly sexual. So let's bring in the husband.
Oh, sweetie.
This is ridiculous. Do we really need 10 cameras?
That's like asking if Shane really needs a human-sized Twinkie with 3 different cream holes to Apparently, yes. So get on stage and present those holes, Cream Twink. All of this was because Shane wanted to try the tropical wave Twinkies, and he thought, that's a great idea for a video, even though, no it's not. Think of a new one. Like, why does he love slime so much? Does it remind him of what's under his foreskin? It's gotta be that. Either way, let's go over to Ryland's vlog channel, where he is discussing his very last ultrasound of his twins that he and Shane are having via surrogate. Obviously, as far as adoption and surrogacy go, I am all for people creating families the way that they are able to or that they choose to, and giving people as many options as possible to do just that. But it would be hard to talk about Shane and Ryland's story without also mentioning that the idea of bodily autonomy for people who are able to get pregnant is still under a strategic and dangerous attack in this country, the United States. Even in cases where it would save a person's life, it's something that we need to continue to talk about and vote against and worry about to make sure that all the members of our community are able to live lives free from danger and harm when it comes to their reproductive health. There is like a glimmer of good news though in certain states like Texas, where there are some of the most strict abortion laws in the country. Quietly, this past summer, Governor Greg Abbott has signed a bipartisan measure that allows doctors to perform abortion in the case of medical events like an ectopic pregnancy or when a pregnant person's water breaks too early for the fetus to survive. This is not the same as having reproductive freedom, obviously. It's a very specific instance, but for the thousands of lives that are saved because this was allowed for doctors to perform, those people and their families are going to be thankful forever. Today, for many reasons, nearly 1/4 of women or other people able to get pregnant in America will have an abortion by age 45. If we support restrictive laws, that means that those people are at risk when they can't have safe and legal abortions. We need to keep pushing so that safe and legal abortion is a reality for every single person on this earth, because why would you put 1/4 of your population's lives at risk? Like all of Ryland's vlog, that has to start with 20 minutes of other shit that you don't want to see. For example, he bought these hyper expensive bassinets and he went to the Eras tour with Lizzie, his podcast host. They tried a coffee in the car. Like, I don't want to see you guys eat another food. I don't want to see it. Anyway, Ryland gets back from Vegas or LA, wherever, to Colorado, and he has a gift for Shane, who is just now waking up.
Morning!
What's happening? What?
A much awaited package has come for us. Just like,
I'm scared.
What exactly are you scared of, Sean Johnson? Chances are it's just another piece of tacky looking trash made for teens to help support your soft boy facade. Like, you're in the kitchen right now with dessert flavored coffee creamer, but he's acting like Kevin Spacey just implied Gwyneth Paltrow's severed head was in there. And surprise, it's a pair of fluffy slippers for Shane to wear that were meant for teens so that he remains non-threatening. Regardless, one thing we can always count on from a vlog with Ryland is his husband, Shappy Jackson, padding onto the scene at noon in his sleepy baby mode, which is when he puts on that spookily contrived toddler nap time voice that we just heard. What's going on? Why are you talking like the adult version of Chucky from Rugrats? Once he mentally regressed back to infancy to escape the reality that he annihilated his whole family. What, we're supposed to imagine that those babies all just grew up perfectly normal after getting all violently jostled around in that Parisian theme park accident? Mama, head injuries, crib death, SIDS, PTSD, being slutty in high school. They would not have come out of that unscathed. Plus, Chucky was the least cute and most annoyingly unstable out of all of them. Ugh, and that crusty hair. Obviously, I understand why Shane Dawson saw him and was like, goals. Shane and whatever the guy's name is fly out to wherever, Salt Lake City, I don't know, wherever the surrogate lives to get the final ultrasonic scan, which means like this whole vlog feels like it's like the morning. Everything is the next morning. Let's just do something during the day.
morning, princess. Today's the day. I'm so excited. Hello, girlies.
So if you blinked, you might have missed it, but that was the day of their baby's final ultrasound in a vlog about their baby's final ultrasound, but all Ryland managed to capture was exactly 2 selfies with the Starbucks they got on the way to the hospital. I bet you they told their surrogate mother, sorry, we would have picked you up an herbal tea or something, but we forgot you were a human being. Pull it together, gays. As for this glossing over the main subject of your vlog, brother, you're family channel YouTubers now, which means you're trying to build a new target audience of perverts and nosy bitches. The last thing you want is for any of them to feel dissatisfied with the child exploitation that you're putting online. It's gotta have a beginning, middle, and an end, otherwise it's just unsettling. Like, what was even the point of them starting that morning and pretending like we were gonna see anything important that happened that day? Skip over it and give us a recap after. All it showed me is that Shane slept in and wore the same faux vintage MTV t-shirt 2 days in a row. It's like, great, I think we already knew that he smelled a little musty. But Ryland is trying to salvage this thing, so the day after that whole scan, he comes back online and is like, well, I'm gonna give you an update because we didn't get to film yesterday. It's like, yeah, we saw that you didn't. So just cut that part out. It's frustrating to see something so short.
I feel like Shane's listening to me. It's like vlogging when somebody else is in the house, but they're not vlogging with you. It's weird. Oh my God, Shane, stop. I was like, you look insane.
I'm in the middle of my routine.
Oh yeah, I don't want to have a baby update like this, but we can.
I'm telling my kids this was Mitch and Cam from Modern Family. That way I can hopefully scare them out of making me sit through another episode of that show. Don't worry, Shane explains that he doesn't normally wear his hair towel like this, but they don't have their normal drying tools at the hotel. And I am once again left to wonder what happened that made Shane so obsessed with the appearance of his hair, yet every other component of his personal appearance comes off like he's an 8-year-old boy who just came inside from playing kickball at recess. I do, however, love when he ran out with that towel on his head. It was a great reference to The Exorcist 3. Another thing that Shane has started doing in this vlog is that whole TikTok thing where you're pretending to laugh hysterically by being like, like, you're not laughing right now. You're not laughing. Nothing's that funny. But anyway, I guess since we didn't get anything important to see, like them getting the ultrasound, we do hear that Shane won $500 at the casino near their hotel. And I'm just like, for rich people, you are the most boring people on earth. You make it seem so boring to be you.
Put a
$500. And I said, okay, I put in a 20, I won 500, and I was walking around and I was crying, I was so excited. I was like, started with a 20, now I'm here.
Again, why is the personality he chose to tell this story that of a child who wants the babysitter to think he's cool? Like, I might humor you right now, but I'm never gonna be impressed when I know you just threw a tantrum about having to take a bath later on tonight. I won $500, and then I went to the $500 store, and I won $500, and I said, I won $500. Like, who are you, South Park? Shut the f*** up. These affected voices and personalities and personas and characters is like, It's all just ringing so inauthentic to me. It's like, whoever is falling for this right now, they don't have people in their life telling them the truth. That's my psychological diagnosis. No, I mean, like, people who relate to Shane Dawson at this point in his career must also have a little bit of trouble being honest with themselves, because I don't ever see anything authentic in his behavior. Even when they get back to town and Ryland is trying to explain what happened with the rest of their trip and what happened with the pregnancy, like they're showing the ultrasound photos, some of them, Shane is never quite sure how to make this all about him, so he just tries everything.
In that hospital, it was like no filming, no photographs, no phones. And although it's kind of like a bummer that we don't have it documented like the first one, we were so present, and I really did enjoy that they're like memories that are cemented in my brain forever.
I don't remember what is this video?
There's a whole vlog. What are you talking about?
There is? I don't remember you filming.
Turns out Shane has no way of knowing he's appearing in a YouTube video if he isn't actively sampling some new sugar cookie flavored ice cream topping or 1200 calorie cake pop. Come on, Shane, don't you remember talking to a camera in that hotel? You know, when you were upstaging Ryland and the dirty shirt that you put on after showering? Damn, I feel like memory care is gonna be a real problem for this one going forward. You might wanna take a break from all of those artificially sweetened root beers just to give that prefrontal cortex a cleanse. Otherwise, Ryland's gonna be stuck changing diapers for 3 people in that house once the twins arrive. For whatever reason, Shane is saying he does not remember shooting that video 2 days ago, but then once his memory is jogged, he has this to say.
Honestly, it was kind of cool that we couldn't film any of it. Not that we were going to, but it wasn't even an option. And I kind of like that because now it's just in our memory.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a really excellent point back when Ryland made it literally 1 minute ago. You might have missed it because you were feigning confusion and a Hail Mary attempt at steering the focus back towards you. Ryland's like, Shane, you promised you'd let me be the main character of my vlog if I promised to put that Twinkie costume on later with a water balloon filled with custard shoved up my ass. I looked up my grandma's recipe and everything for that. I think it's to the point where, like, I don't even know how much responsibility Shane can take for being a showboat, because it seems so deeply ingrained that he's not even aware that he's trying to steal people's attention from his husband when he's doing it.
Should be mid-December. Full-term pregnancy with twins is 38 weeks, so that will be like December 15th to...
Shane, we see what you're doing over there, okay? Everyone knows this trick, trying to look cute while applying lip balm in order to pull focus from the person speaking. You think I've never been in a group therapy setting, seated across from somebody I wanted to sleep with? Please, I've been in more group therapy than my insurance will even pay for anymore, so there. And by the way, you're not even close to the kind of bisexual narcissist that I'm drawn to in those types of situations. That guy is more brooding and temperamental, with an upcoming court date and a neck tattoo probably. I guess I'm picturing Vin Diesel in like any Vin Diesel movie. And that's all we have today on Shane and Ryland coming at you with their pregnant lady that they paid and their Twinkies that they made. It's been really fun watching the topics that Shane and Ryland are even capable of discussing on their channel narrow down to just the 2 items on the list today, which is taste testing garbage and eventually having twins that I already feel bad for because they're gonna be carrying this channel on their back, their little soft bone backs, and they're not even born yet. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Also give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more Shane Dawson clip breakdowns like this. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right over here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload several a month. Also turn on that notification bell icon. That way you'll always be the first to know when I've scooped up a little baby and kidnapped it from its rightful mother for you. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Scan my QR code or use Nick55 off for 55% off your first month. Also, I've got merch and a Patreon where you can access exclusive bonus content and virtual watch parties. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you so much for biting into that crunchy, crunchy Twinkie with me today. I will see you next time.